All right, people, what is going on? Back with a quick video, and I got a question. What do we need to work on as far as other positions outside of the quarterback? Because the Falcons, we know what the problem is. We know that the Desmond Ridder situation, Justin Fields possibly getting traded, those talks are real. I mean, trust and believe. Those talks are on the table for these guys to possibly get traded or one getting traded to us. Man, they tearing up my truck, ain't it? But nevertheless, it's a real talk. But what other positions that we may need to solidify? I know a lot of people were talking about pass rush as well. The Dallas Turner pick at number 8 is not it's not a bad pick at all. The wide receiver number 2, do you want to get a second wide receiver? That could be something that we could possibly get down the road, because I don't know what the whole Mac Hollins situation is. And I'm going to be honest, nobody really talked about this. I don't know if he can be a number 2, but are we willing to actually re-sign Cordell Patterson and use him as a wide receiver? Would he go for that? I've been advocating for this ever since Matt Ryan was still here. That first year when when Arthur Smith was here, he did pretty good at receiver. Put him back over there just for depth purposes. I want to say more or less with the cornerback, you want to build up the secondary as well. Maybe the secondary is another thing you want to get to talk about, because we don't know what Jeff Okudah is going to be like. We don't know what Clark Phillips is going to be like. Are we actually going to re-sign A.J. Terrell, which I think that we should. I think we're going to overpay for him, but we overpay for players all the time. Not just we, but the league overpay for players, especially if there's multiple teams involved. With that being said, I think that may be the other issues. Get another wide receiver, get a pass rush, get somebody in the secondary, which the secondary is really not that bad, but it's just, I just feel like the defense somewhat got a bad rap. I think Ryan Nielsen did a pretty good job. The problem is our offense was not able to score points. I've always said this. If you can get this team to score between 20 and 25 points a game, you should win these games. But the Falcons act like they can't score worth the rip. So it was a lot going on there. But I feel at the end of the day, if I had to rank everything, all the needs, I would say pass rush first. You get a guy like Dallas Turner, you understand that with a pass rush, it really masks and cover, and it actually camouflage your problems in the secondary. Because if you can get to that quarterback, it's like, you get to that quarterback, the secondary don't have to work that hard. So that may be more of a need than just anything else. You can get another wide receiver through the draft or in free agency. It's not that hard because you have a number 1 already. So it's not that big of a deal to actually go out and get a number 2, like being a priority. But that pass rush, that has to be addressed. That has to be addressed. I think Ebikete, I think, Zach Harrison's done good. Onyemata, Greg Jarrett's coming back. Even if Calais Campbell is coming back, you still want a rotation of guys that can get to the quarterback. And when, let's say, Calais Campbell, if he does play this year coming up and this is his final year, you will have somebody to go in and pretty much, with a Dallas Turner, that'd be ready to go. And then you can get the other guys to rotate in and out, as far as Ebikete, Zach Harrison, and all the others. You got it solidified there. And another thing, I don't know if this may be something that we may look into down the road as well, as far as pass rush. We may need to get somebody to be a successor for Grady Jarrett. Grady Jarrett is up there in age. I think he got maybe 2 or 3 good years left in him, but you want to have depth at that pass rush situation, whether it be defensive tackle, outside linebacker, or edge rusher, it doesn't matter. You want to have that depth. So don't be surprised sometime in the draft they will try to get somebody to see if they can work with them for the next couple of years for them to be that person that'll follow behind Grady Jarrett. Because one thing I don't really want to do, and I understand it could be, it could be a thing. I don't want to find somebody that replaced Grady Jarrett as somebody to be a first rounder. I mean, don't get me wrong. Defensive tackles, you find some in the first round. Some of them are great. Ndamukong Suh. I think Aaron Donald went in the first round. I could be wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because I can't remember off the top of my head. You can find some good defensive tackles in the first round, but you would like to find another Grady Jarrett. I think Grady Jarrett was, what, a fifth rounder? Yeah, because I think he came in the same time with Vic Beasley came in, because him and Vic Beasley was like teammates. So you'll want to find somebody like that, because I know you still got Onyemata. He's a little bit younger, but you still want to get somebody that could that be a successor. So it's a lot of things to think about. I think the linebacker position is solidified. You got Troy Anderson, you got Nate Landman, you got Caden Ellis. You may want to get one more guy, and I think we got that one more guy on the roster already, because the guy, I can't remember his name, but the guy who filled in for Nate Landman when Landman went down, he did a pretty good job. So I think the linebackers are great. I think we're good there. Losing Foye Oluokun, we didn't know, what was going to happen, and we flipped that like immediately. I mean, we got immediate results. So it's just pass rush, secondary, and receivers, man. Those probably like the three that we could talk about. But I think if you get a Dallas Turner at number 8, and I know, like, I've been all over the place because I said Michael Penix could be at number 8. They could drop back and get Michael Penix, or they can keep that number 8 pick and trade for Justin Fields. But if you do decide to go get Dallas Turner at number 8, you can change a lot of things as far as how that secondary is. Because if you can get at the quarterback, you can get somebody consistently getting at the quarterback. That secondary is the depth and the talent of the secondary will not be exposed. So it's something to think about. So I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to go ahead and call it a day, because it's about time for me to get off. I got to drive back and drop this truck off, or whatever the case may be, or park my truck. And I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.